If you're looking for a way to monitor your growth as a change maker, let me introduce you to the framework we use at the School of Social Impact. This framework is based on our curriculum, and it's really great because there are different levels that aren't necessarily dependent on the level of education or knowledge that you've acquired, but also the degree to which you apply that knowledge to specific projects or interventions. Now, most of our foundational trainings and free resources that we have at the School of Social Impact will pretty much guarantee that you will get to that level one if you work through them and apply them all to your own personal projects. As you begin to learn more and apply them to bigger projects, you kind of move up. Now, it's important to note that a change maker who is working at level 5 isn't necessarily better, or that's not something to ascribe to as opposed to the other levels. It's all about the context in which you are working as a change maker.
So, level one is, like I said, really about establishing those foundations. Then, level two is when you begin to understand change. So, you've begun to apply the things that you've learnt in your foundations to a particular social issue or challenge in your community. Then, once you begin to apply this in a bit of a larger context, maybe you're volunteering with an organization or you're beginning to run your own projects, you'll kind of move up to that level 3. Level 4 is for those who are working in a context where you're actually leading others to create change. So this is about applying it to contexts in a team setting or in a group setting where you are somebody who is actually facilitating these kinds of activities. Once you've applied them in a context where you are actually leading change, the highest level is when you begin to actually apply them at a large organizational level. So if you are an executive leader or somebody who is leading large scale initiatives, or you're working in really large teams with very broad stakeholders. You might be working with funders, different donors, people who are beneficiaries of your interventions, other leaders and decision makers in your community. And that's really about applying all of these things that you've learned in those large scale projects. So none of these are necessarily better than the other, but in order to reach a higher level, it relies on you building those foundations. So you cannot kind of be successful at level 5 unless you've had success at level 4. So similarly, you won't be successful at level 4 if you haven't been able to apply it in situations at level 3. So it's really about building those foundations and improving on them and applying them in different contexts, so that if you find yourself in a position where maybe you are having to lead change, you've got those foundations behind you. If not, that's okay. That's what we're here to do. We're here to support you.